Hi everyone, it's Leilani. Welcome back to my channel. So today, friends, it is time for another journal with me, a video, and we are going to be completing, I think, about 6 days in my Hobonichi. So for this video, we do kind of jump around a little bit. I again skipped a couple of the days in between this video and the last video, and that's just simply because I didn't have a lot going on those days, and I was trying to give you guys the more exciting, in quotes, days, because they're not that exciting, but I at least had something I knew that I wanted to document for these particular days here. So for this 2-page spread for the 29th and the 30th, I'm actually only going to be working on the 30th. So I have a couple pages like this where I'm just going to work on one side. And even though I'm only working on the 30th today with you guys, I do go ahead and add the washi down for the 29th as well. And that's just like a personal preference. I kind of like the way that the two spreads look together with the same washi. I just think it looks nice. And also it's just easier in the moment so that I don't have to make a decision later. I just already have the washi there ready to go. And then I can fill in whatever happened on the 29th as I get to my little bit of a backlog that I need to finish up on. So here for the 30th, I didn't have a whole lot going on that day, but I wanted to dedicate a page to rewatching Sex and the City. So that's been my new TV show of choice here after finishing Desperate Housewives. I'm not sure if I've already mentioned that or not, but I haven't watched Sex and the City in several years. So it's been a really fun rewatch so far. I'm currently probably midway through season 3. So that's been a good time. I just found a picture, one of my favorite pictures, of the Fab Four there online, and then I took the background out. Of course, I think now you can take the background out on your phone pretty easily if you have an iPhone, but also I use the Photo Room app sometimes to take it out if I don't like the way that my phone does it. So you can do an app version if you like that, and then it just takes the background out of your photo. So to me, it looks more like a sticker, and it's kind of a more graphic print, and I like the way that that looks. And then I will just print it off on my sticker paper and just freehand, fussy cut it out and pop it on. So that's what I did there. So I'm just adding in little doodles and whatnot around my photo. And then I'm doing a lot of journaling. So there I'm mostly just talking about Sex and the City, how fun it's been to rewatch, how I sent a little picture of one of the episodes that I was watching to my bestie, Casey, and I said, oh, I'm rewatching, and she told me she happened to be rewatching at the same time, and we didn't even know, which was fun because now we are able to kind of talk about it together, and I always love doing that. So I just added my journaling, some washi, added a kind of little bracket over to the side just because I had a little extra space and I thought that it looked good. And then we're moving on to the 31st. So the 31st was a big day around here because that was officially my mom's last day working, and she didn't have to work the entire day, so she was officially retired by the end of this day. So that was really cool. So around lunchtime, we rode together so that she could drop off her work computer and all that kind of stuff and be super, super official with it that she was completely done with working. And that is so exciting. She worked at this one place for 39 years. So just very happy for her, and I'm excited for all of the time that we will have together. So I did snap a little picture of her in the car after we dropped everything off. So I decided to print that off. So again, I'm just using my sticker paper. I do have the paper that I use linked below, along with several other things, the mild liners and some of the sticker books that I use. Now, I will say with the washi and things like that, I just have a big collection from several years. I mean, some of these are super old, so I really, truly don't know where very many of these washis came from. I apologize, but they've just been collected over time. So there with the picture of my mom, I decided to do a little border around it, and then I added one of those paper clip stickers. Those are just from Amazon, so they are linked below as well. And then I decided to just do a lot of these cute green stars. This is something that I've just really found fun, like a fun way to doodle this year, is to go ahead and do like the outline of the stars. And then I just go inside of them and do kind of that little, I don't know what that type of star is called, but like the star with all of the different lines, the regular star that we all learn how to draw as a kid. So I added those inside. So then I was trying to add a little bit more washi. I ended up going with this same large polka dot washi from the bottom. I just kind of rip it in half so that it won't be so thick, and I'll add that up to the top. And then I do end up adding in a couple stickers from my Bando sticker book here and there, and then we'll kind of continue with my title and all that kind of good stuff. So basically, we do the same formula over and over again. I like using the same products because, again, it's just easy for me whenever I have everything right there to use each and every time. So I have my handy dandy caboodle that's packed to the brim with all kinds of bits and bobs that I tend to use every time I pull out my Hobonichi. So there's a lot of washi tape in there. I do have more washi, and every now and then I have kind of traded some of them out so that I'd have new ones to add in here, but I haven't done that in a while. So I have been using the same washies. I have my Bando sticker books. I have my washi tape sticker books, things like that. And it just makes it easier for me so that I'm not constantly searching for supplies to use in here. I just use the same things, pull out my same supplies, and it just makes it easier. So just like always, I do have my older wooden alpha stamp set here handy so that I can kind of break up doing just handwritten titles with the stamp titles. I always like the way that looks. So here I knew I was going to have a bit of a longer title, Mom's Last Day Working. So I thought that it would look nice stamped. And then I'll add in, of course, a little bit of doodles here and there. Y'all know I like my arrows. Gonna add in my journaling. Add in a little bit, but then I wanted to really emphasize the 39 years. So after I write my first little paragraph, I'm going to pause for a second and use one of my markers to write 39 years, and then I will continue with my journaling as I go. So definitely we are now pretty much officially right at the mid-year for our journaling. So mid-year check-in, you guys, for everyone who's doing daily journaling or planning or whatever. How has it been going for you? I feel like at this point in the year, a lot of times I'm hitting a little bit of like a burnout. It's harder for me to really focus, get into the craft room with my Hobonichi, like really have that drive to document. I think at the beginning of the year when it's fresh and new, those first few months seem to go really easily, and sometimes I hit a bit of a wall. So I am curious how doing is it the avec, I think, where you only have 6 months in each book, how that's going to do. I think it might change my vibe a little bit. So June is the last month in this particular notebook, and then I have the other half of the year. So I'm curious to see if that like reignites a spark or anything with starting a new notebook. So we shall see. So I did finish the 31st. Now I skipped the next page because that's like that just new month page. So I a lot of times kind of keep that one blank, and then I end up I've been adding a meme to it, maybe any extra stickers that I have, things like that. So I'll come back to that June monthly page later in the month. So for now, we're moving on over to the 1st and the 2nd. And this was a fun little double page spread here because this is whenever me and my mom went to Nashville to celebrate her retirement, / birthday. So her birthday was the week before. We didn't really do anything big for that because we knew that we were going to go out of town to Nashville. So Nashville's only about 3 hours for us. So it's a quick drive, but it's really fun to go there. So we just went for one night, but it was a great little trip. So we left on the 1st on that Saturday, and it was a really nice, easy drive. We got there and we had a candle making class booked for Patty Wax, which is a really fun candle company. And we had so much fun going to that. We got to do a lot of like the sciencey part of the candle making, it felt like. So we mixed everything together and, all the temperature things and everything, and made our own candle, which was really fun. We enjoyed it a lot. Then we went to a couple little stores that we always like to visit when we are in Nashville. We checked into the Graduate Hotel, which is so gorgeous, so fun. I did mention a few of these things in my latest Project Life spread, so I won't go into too much detail, but the one in Nashville is just top of the line, so good. So we went there, we walked over to Two Boots Pizza, got pizza for the night, and we watched that new Netflix documentary about the TikTok dancers, the cult, and that was really fun. And then the next morning, we headed out pretty early. We got donuts at $5, as we always do when we go to Nashville. It is a must, and then headed home. So had a really good couple days here. So I had this large sticker for the first. I got that from Patty Wax. I love it whenever we go to some sort of establishment and they have stickers for that place. So I was really excited that they had their own Patty Wax sticker that said Nashville on the side and everything. I thought that that was really fun. So I added that in with a small title that says Girls Trip down towards the bottom. I did add one of those little colorful blobs that said Nashville at the top, and then I added all of my journaling. I am going to add another one of those, what do you call this? What did I call it earlier? Not a parentheses, but you know what I mean. I'm having a brain fart right now, but I add one of those and you'll see that I kind of messed up. I was trying to draw it and my line kind of went all wonky. So I just tried not to panic. I just fixed it the best I could. I went back and outlined it, and then I grabbed my sand eraser. So this is just something that I grabbed from Amazon. You can look up sand eraser on Amazon and find them. They're really good. Like if you have extra adhesive, you've over adhesived an area, you can kind of wipe it off. And sometimes it does work depending on the paper and the project, but sometimes you can kind of use that eraser to get off some mistakes. So for instance, it really did make that little area where I messed up with the yellow. It did help that it was in yellow, but with the yellow marker, I was able to kind of slightly erase it away. So that was nice. It looked a lot better without the mess up over there. So it all worked out. Now over on the second, of course, I'm just finishing up that story. So I have the picture of me and my mom with the kind of scalloped border there as the main photo. And I did pop down one of the paintings of Dolly that they had in the hotel down at the bottom. And then I just made my title, Love You, and I'm drawing some little hearts, and then I'm going to add on my journaling. Now this day as well, once we got home, it was a Sunday, so Will was home. So I also do still talk about that me and Will grabbed food for the fam at Huey's, which is like a burger place around here, which was fun. And we watched some of Fallout. So we'll kind of continue that story as we move on, because I do talk about Fallout on the next spread as well. But I love whenever I have actual events and stuff going on that I'm able to document in my hobo, because of course it just the journaling flows better. I have more photos and things to document, and it always feels good and like much easier to document things like that, as opposed to the kind of daunting task of everyday documenting when you don't have a lot going on. So that's why I always try to keep in mind any little part of the day that I can pick out, especially with this A6 size, since it's so small. I feel like it's easy to pick out one little part of your day and really hone in and like dedicate that page to that one thing, like the Sex and the City page, for example, or the next spread I'm going to devote to Fallout for the most part. So that kind of helps me sometimes when I'm struggling with like what in the world I'm going to talk about. So over here on the third, I knew that I was going to mostly talk about Fallout, or at least that was going to be the main like inspiration for my photo, for my title, all that kind of stuff, because me and Will did finish watching Fallout on the 3rd. So that was Monday, his other day off, and we were able to hang out a lot that day. We actually went and got tofu, so we had a lot of takeout throughout this weekend. We don't always do that, but we did this time. So we got our favorite tofu from our favorite local place, and then we finished Fallout, which we loved. So Fallout is kind of a newer show that's on Amazon Prime, and it's based on a video game, and I'm not a video game girly, so I'm not that familiar, but Will has played a couple of the Fallout games, so I was familiar enough, and also I love the Fallout soundtracks, and that's something that we've always like listened to in the car and on road trips and things. They're like really like throwback, like 50s hits and stuff, and it's just really good soundtracks. So they play those throughout the show as well, which is really fun. And one of our favorite actors, Walton Goggins, is one of the main characters. So it was really good. I loved it, and we had a lot of fun binging it. So over these 2 days, we watched like 5 episodes, I think. So we're not that great at like watching shows together. We don't have a lot of time for that. So it was really fun that we were able to like devote a couple days to just like binge watching, and it was a really good time. So I knew that I wanted to dedicate some of this page to that. So you can see that I added my photo. I didn't do an outline or anything on that one. I just added one of those paperclip stickers, added my title, Fallout, and then I am using my same star rating stamp that you've seen over and over, like with my reading journal, things like that. I use it in my Hobonichi all the time. I went ahead and stamped it on a little piece of like just extra sticker paper that I had to the side. I gave it 5 stars. I'm adding a couple of those Bando stickers just to add little pops of color. And then of course, I'll add in my journaling here about our day. Then as we move over to the 4th as well, you can see right now I have just some washi tape ready to go. And then I do have a picture of my coffee. So I thought it was cute because we've lately, we trade out where we go get coffee. So we were definite Starbucks people. Y'all know I've complained about our local Starbucks like over and over. I'm telling you, it's one of the worst. So then we tried to switch to Dunkin', but we're just more Starbucks people. We went back to Starbucks. We were still unhappy. We got a new place in town called Scooters. We started going there. We really liked it, but we've just found that our Target that we go to, the Starbucks inside is just the best. Okay. There's this group of people in there. They are adorable. And they know my mom, and they are just the best at making our Starbucks drinks. So lately, I've been going over there and getting drinks too. So we've just decided that even if we aren't going to Target that day, a lot of times we will go out of our way to go to the Starbucks inside the Target just to get Starbucks because we just like them and we love our drinks. So that's what we did on the 4th. So I had to document that. So I added the picture of my Starbucks cup because they wrote Danny and they tried to write Leilani. They didn't spell it quite right, but it was very cute. I thought it was adorable because my mom's Danny. I'm Leilani, of course. So I thought that was really cute. So I'm going to kind of write a little bit about the Starbucks, but the main thing I wanted to talk about was the fact that we got our new couch. Now, I didn't have a good picture of the couch yet, so I decided to just go without a photo, but I did have my handy dandy washi that has all of the different mid-century couches and furniture on it. One of my favorite washis. I got that washi from Etsy years ago, probably way back in like maybe 2018, 2019, sometime like that. So I'm not sure where on Etsy that is, but maybe you could just kind of like not Google, but just kind of search through and try to see if you can find something similar. But I love adding that washi to any of my spreads where I'm like cleaning the house or working on house related things. So I used my stamp set to say new couch. I wrote it 3 times just for like emphasis on how excited I was. And then I went ahead and wrote finally because we actually bought this couch a couple months ago, but we just got it delivered. So it's been really exciting to get it delivered. So that happened on the 4th. And so then I'm just going to add in all of my journaling here. And then I do a small subtitle as we go here so that I can talk about the coffee. So here I'll finish up this journaling. I'm going to add a small subtitle. And I just wanted to give a little update on where we've we've been getting our coffee lately, because that's big news around my world. So those are the types of stories that I like to put in the Hobonichi, those little tiny small kind of insignificant stories, but things that wouldn't even probably make it into my project life, they'll go into my Hobonichi. So got that one finished. I think I'm about done, and I'm not completely caught up, but I'm 6 more pages closer to being caught up, which I'm very, very happy about. And I will probably try to get those other few pages done like on my own time, hopefully before the next journal with me video, so I won't be too far behind. So here I'm going to give you a bit of a flip through of the 6 pages that we worked on today. I hope that you enjoyed this process video. If you did, please give me a like and please consider subscribing. And of course, I'll be back at you this week with more videos, and of course, another journal with me video very soon. So have an absolutely wonderful day, friends. Talk to you later. Bye, y'all.